God is within you. It's simple, inherent divinity intrinsic. Forget clerics and heresies. Encrypted in your genes is your heritage from mystical beings and seraphims. Verily your conscience may be limited, but your subconscious is infinite, like the expansion of the cosmos. Man is God's host, women is the goddess, in osmosis with nature. We are celestial bodies, astral bodies, sattvas. Your body is a temple like Gaia's. Keep it clean and gleaming. Don't get caught up in Maya's demons. Believe in your higher being, not in liars scheming. Aspire to the meaning of existence. You're divine and I mean this with insistence. Gorgeous minded like flawless diamonds. Sordid times we live in, so soar and shine like prisms above them. Love the men and women that surround you. Drug dens and sinning all around you. It astounds you, but my speech is...
The Seven Circle Koran, the Holy Koran of the Moorish Holy Temple of Science. The book starts out with the phrase, "Know thyself, and thy Father God, Allah." And this is a much more dualistic way than saying the Hindu phrase, "that thou art," or "thou art that," which in the Sanskrit is Tatvamasi. Tatvamasi. And the major religions of the world, the further east you go, these religions teach you to find thou, or you. Find out who you are. And the further west you go, to Islam, Christianity, and so on, they teach you to seek for that, or God. See, Tat Twam Asi means you are that. You are that which you seek. You are God. And so chapter 1 of the Seven Circle Koran, the creation and fall of man, it reads, time never was when man was not. If life of man at any time began, a time would come when it would end. See, right here he's speaking specifically of the life. If that life had a beginning, not if man had a beginning, but the life that is in man or of man had a began, it would come to an end, which that is eternal, which is overlooked in man, because man takes on his thoughts, which his thoughts tell him, I have a time of birth and I have a time of death. It continues, the thoughts of Allah cannot be circumscribed. No finite mind can comprehend things infinite. This is absolutely true. Nothing finite can comprehend something infinite. Nothing limited could even comprehend something greater than itself. And since the mind is limited, it cannot comprehend the infinite. Only the infinite can comprehend the infinite. All finite things are subject to change. All finite things will cease to be, because there was a time when they were not. The bodies and the souls of men are finite things. And they will change, yeah. From the finite point of view, the time will come when they will be no more. And this is, of course, the feeling we all have. We all know that the body will die. The soul is nothing but the mental and sensual, or the emotional, should I say, bound etheric body, or the unseen that emanates through the physical. It's a little less more physical, if we're going to use this word, than the physical body, emotions. And even more subtle than that is the mental apparatus, which are considered the soul or the psyche. These all come and go. But man himself is not the body nor the soul. He is a spirit and a part of Allah. Or as in the Christian religion would say, a son of God. And many who read this literally would take it to mean a part, meaning something separate. But let me give you an analogy. Imagine infinite space in the universe. Imagine there's nothing but space in the universe. And we see that space is one. Now, if you put the knowing element into space and say this space is an aware space now that knows, right? And then a house is erected. So the space has always been, but now a house has been erected, and you're sitting in that house right now, or that room. And see, most people would take that when thought comes into mind, this is my space or my room. The space in this is mine. And the space in the room would seem independent of all space. And this is what happens when thoughts begin to emanate from this space or this awareness. It begins to take on the limitations of its objects. And so many will see the space in this room as limited to my room. But again, when the house dissolves or the room dissolves and becomes nothing, it is seen as one space. So this space isn't really a part. The space in your room is not a part of space. It is space itself. Just as a wave is the ocean itself. The specific wave might not encompass the whole ocean, but its essential nature is ocean. It is not separate. And so it is with the spirit that is man. But even the physical is made of that same spirit. It's just in different appearance, which we call physical. So he goes on to say, man is a thought of Allah. And again, man is a thought of God. Even in your own experience, you are a thought. What you are is a thought. When somebody asks you what you are, you begin to think and tell them your thoughts. But the one who's witnessing the speech or the telling of who you are cannot be spoken. There is no word that can explain the seer or the awareness that knows who you are. This is what this Quran is pointing to. All things of Allah are infinite. They are not measured by time, for the things that are concerned with time begin and end. And this is true. When one sees Allah, one sees only Allah. Another analogy I like to give is of the TV screen in the movie playing on the screen. See, the movie has many appearances, but all appearances on the movie or on the TV screen, all appearances of the movie that is in the TV screen are only made of the screen. So when the screen realizes itself that was before the movie and will be after the movie, it sees all the appearances of it are made of it, are born of it and died in it. it is only the screen. The appearances are the screen. And this is the same, this analogy translates to all things of Allah are infinite. Because it is only Allah that is. He goes on to say in the 3rd chapter of Elihu's lessons. I wanted to read this one verse because it was a good verse. It reads in chapter 3 of the 7th Circle Koran. In verse 15 he says, "He who knows well his lower self," or the objects of awareness, the objects of Allah, knows the illusions of the world, because the illusions are things that have no substance to them. They come and they go. You can't hold on to anything in the world. Knows of the things that pass away, and knows his higher self, knows Allah, knows well the things that cannot pass away. And one who knows his self knows that he is eternal, and knows that the appearances of the eternal do not stain the eternal. The eternal is pure knowing. He is Allah is the witnesser of all movement. And what we do is we mistake ourselves to be the movement. Although Allah is intimately one with all movement, he is inevitably free from all movement. So I'll end with that, Shalom.